Although the LGBTQ community is becoming more recognized in the United States, it was only 70 years ago that President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed an executive order that homosexuals could not work in the federal government, referring to them as a security risk. It took 43 years from then for the first state, Hawaii, to legalize same-sex marriage. On May 17, 2004, the first same-sex legalized marriage took place in Massachusetts. U.S. President Barack Obama was the first president to publicly endorse the LGBTQ couple's right to marriage. As of recently, members of the LGBTQ community are experiencing economic challenges finding and maintaining jobs, as well as discrimination in the hiring process due to their sexual orientation. On March 9, 2022, Florida enacted a new law called Parental Rights in Education, otherwise known as the Don't Say Gay law, preventing teachers from teaching kids in kindergarten through third grade about gender identity and sexual orientation. We have an exclusive interview with a teacher in Florida on how he's being affected in the classroom. Thank you, Keegan. I'm here with a teacher in Orange County, Florida, Corey Bernard. Thank you, Corey. Thank you for having me, Jim. LGBTQ teachers have been unable to answer any questions relating to their family because it would break the Don't Say Gay law. Most teachers share pictures and commentary on their personal lives, but this is no longer possible due to the new law. How is this affecting you in the classroom? Yeah, with that being said, should I be able to talk about what my family looks like if it's okay for my colleague who's in a heterosexual relationship to talk about what his or her family looks like? Absolutely. There should be no sense of discrimination. How will no longer educating our children on this topic affect our society as a whole in the future? This lack of education to the youth will cause confusion and uncertainty rather than just teaching them about the topic at a young age. Thank you for your time with us, Corey. Back to you, Keegan.
Thank you all for being here.
In January 2019, a new policy banning most transgender individuals from joining the military was approved by the Trump administration. This modified the previous policy of the Obama administration, allowing LGBTQ to serve in the military. Limiting a person's ability to obtain a job or career path based on changing one's gender is discrimination and a huge step backwards for the community as a whole. Recent hate crimes and anti-LGBTQ laws directly affect the society around them. The Human Rights Campaign reports that as of October 1st, 2022, at least 32 transgender people have been fatally shot or killed by other violent means. Rights of all individuals, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identification, are important to a society running well. Without these rights, it creates fear and insecurity when going out across all people. This causes a lot of distrust in the community. NBC News reports that anti-LGBTQ bills presented to legislature have had marked incline in 2022, with 41 bills in 2018 to 238 bills in less than the 3 months of 2022. For a law/bill to be passed on the national level, it's required to be approved and can be vetoed at any point through the process. It's a concerning trend that separates the community rather than bringing it together. People of the LGBTQ community are being discriminated against in receiving medical care and lack of accessibility to safe communities, which leads to negative impacts on their health and well-being. A recent case of this was a transgender teenager that was sent to the hospital for self-harm and wanting to commit suicide. He was misgendered countless times and discharged from the hospital early, shortly after the teen committed suicide. This is just one of the recent examples of injustices inflicted on this community within the healthcare system. Discrimination in a healthcare setting puts not only the LGBTQ people's lives at risk, but everyone involved with them. Access to healthcare and federal regulations such as the Affordable Health Care Act Section 1557 should be available but unfortunately isn't the reality. This is a basic necessity in the U.S. that everyone has the right to. According to the Trevor Project's analysis of CDC data, around 27% of bi young people attempted suicide, and among the gay or lesbian youth, 19% of people attempted suicide. Educating health professionals on the significant mental health impacts of identifying as an LGBTQ plus member is absolutely necessary and important. Prevention of self-harm and embracing the unique trials of this patient population is key to reducing these suicide rates. While the LGBTQ plus community continues to face challenges in daily life, there have also been positive steps forward in the acknowledgement of the community, legislative changes, and school improvements. In the Bostock versus Clayton County case that took place in 2020, the Supreme Court ruled that discrimination against the LGBTQ plus community is deemed illegal sex discrimination under federal civil rights law. In the past, workplaces were not allowed to hire someone based off their sexual orientation, sex, religion, and/or beliefs. With the implementation of this law, companies' hiring practices will protect the LGBTQ plus community from discrimination. The high rate of employed LGBTQ plus community members increases their ability to buy homes, goods, and contribute to gross domestic product. This is a step forward because it raises the government's funding and strengthens the economy and lowers unemployment rates. Government's funding gets put into society to help pay for schools, roads, natural disaster relief, and other infrastructure. Recently, in 2020, the National Sex Education Standards named gender identity as one of the 7 essential topics, alongside puberty, consent, sexual orientation, and other subjects to be taught in schools that follow these rules. As of right now, only 7 states require these guidelines to be met. Teaching identity at a young age helps with the overall inclusion of all students. This allows them to understand themselves better and be accepted by their peers. Making gender identity a normality leads to less bullying. The importance of this is that many of the suicides coming from the LGBTQ plus community stem from bullying in school. Preventing this bullying will save the lives of many young adolescents in the future. The Sustainability Development Goal, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions, emphasizes reducing violence, deaths, corruption, equal access to justice for all, responsiveness, inclusivity, and representation at all levels. Embracing this goal for the LGBTQ plus community is important to the community's economic, societal acceptance, and health and well-being. I'm your host, Keegan Dunn with the PBS NewsHour. Thank you.